Thanks for clicking on RMUcolonials.com, your prime source for RMU hockey news. This is your men's hockey update. I'm Matt Gajtka from Sports Information and joined by head coach Derek Schooley. And Coach, a fun weekend for sure, especially on Saturday night. Your team breaking out in big fashion, 6 goals in the third period, a 9-4 win over AIC, and a big crowd here as well at 84 Lumber Arena. As a coach, you don't get too many chances to sit back and enjoy it, but was that an opportunity for you there?
Well, it was a really exciting night to do what we were doing for It's About the Warrior Foundation and raise awareness for their group, and have Brandon Rumbaugh drop the first puck and talk to our team, and then have just a massive crowd, our biggest of the year and one of our biggest of all time. Was really exciting, and to be able to cap it with an offensive explosion that we had was really neat for our guys and for our program, because I think it accomplished all the goals that we wanted. We wanted as a hockey team to have a really good outing, but we also wanted off the ice to raise awareness for It's About the Warrior and to support our military, and they came out in bunches.
And the camo uniforms were out as well. Maybe you can save those for later if you ever get in an offensive pinch, because they certainly produced for you. But overall on the weekend, 14 total goals, and your team had struggled scoring in the previous 7 games prior to Friday, just 11 of those 7 games. So you beat that total in 2 nights. Top line was dominant, but also the entire team was producing. What do you think got your team out of that offensive lull?
Well, it was good to get Wido, Jacqueline, and Lynch going, and also really exciting to see our secondary scoring reemerge, and to have Ferguson, Friedman, and Levins back together. They did a very good job and got a couple goals on Friday night, and then to get Gibson, Denham, and Cope going again, and Jeff Jones also was involved, and you can go down the list of guys that contributed offensively, and it was good to see, because we're going to need all these guys rolling as we go down into our last 10 games here.
Yeah, just 10 to play, all in conference, and we'll talk about this weekend coming up. But one last thing about this previous series against AIC, Cody Wido becoming the all-time leading scorer in program history. Didn't look like he was going to be able to do it at home, but he comes up with 4 points in the third period alone, including a hat trick there in the span of about 15 minutes. And his year's been a little bit different this year. He has more assists than goals. He has 14 goals and 18 helpers. It was the reverse last year as he really put his name on the map. Has his game changed at all, or is it just one of those random things?
Well, I think it just shows the depth of our hockey team that more people are scoring, but it also shows that he's worked on the backside of his game. He's worked on being able to move the puck a little bit more, not just being a shooter or scorer. He's developed more defensively, but he's also developed into more of a playmaker as well. And really hats off to him to be able to break Nathan Longpre's record with as many games left as we did. And then he's going to put some distance between himself and Chris Margot and Longpre, and you know, hopefully then down the road somebody else can strive to break Cody's record.
That's what he said after the game on Saturday. He hopes someone comes up and passes him, but for right now, the record's all his. He had 6 points on the weekend. Scott Jacqueline had 7. Scott and Cody split AHC Player of the Week honors, and then Zach Lynch had 3 goals and 3 assists too. But you're playing a different team this week in Holy Cross. They've been very stingy, especially in league. They give up less than 2 goals per game. And a defenseman in Jake Bolton actually leads them in scoring. So a little different opponent. What are you going to be focusing on this weekend up in Massachusetts?
Well, they've got a very good goaltender, Matt Ginn. He has not played the last 3 games, but we know he's one of the better ones in the league. They're a team that comes at you. They pressure you all over the ice. They work extremely hard. David Berard, who was the interim head coach at UConn when they knocked us out of the playoffs 2 years ago, and he gets his teams playing the right way and hard, and it's going to be a challenge for us going on the road. This is a building where we haven't played in many times. We've only played 4 career games there, so it's going to be a challenge for us. Long travel, with the weather being a little bit dicey, it could take some extra time getting out there, but that's all part of the game, and we have to put that behind us and worry about what we need to do. On Friday night, we got to put last week behind us, know that this is going to be a different weekend. It's going to be tough ice. We got to work to get to the prime scoring chances, and we're going to have to work as hard as possible to try to get to the net, and then when we do, we got to finish just like we did this past weekend.
A quick standings update. RMU still in first place in Atlantic hockey. Record of 12-3-3, 4 points clear of Canisius. That's in league play overall. RMU at 15-5-4. One last thing, Coach, before we go today. I was watching practice yesterday and noticed that you're doing some role play in terms of telling guys to act like Holy Cross is going to off certain face-off situations and things like that. What kind of advantage does that give a player to, I guess, play active in practice to understand what they're going to face in the upcoming weekend?
Well, everybody does. Everybody simulates what other teams are going to do, and we just have to make sure that we're prepared for everything they throw at us and make sure that we do things the right way. And there's such an emphasis on video and such an emphasis on doing things that the other teams do that you know what you're going to get this weekend, and you know what to expect.
Yeah, a lot of time to prepare, of course, in college hockey. We'll see the Colonials on the road. You can follow their exploits up at Holy Cross this weekend on rmucolonials.com. Friday's game is 7 o'clock. Saturday's game a little bit different at 3 o'clock. Coach, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
That is your men's hockey update. We'll talk to you next week.